I want to start with tax reform and the plan that's been put forward so far. What's your take?
Well, a couple things. Number one, what we're trying to do is make sure at USA Facts that people can take a look at the plan in the context of history. That's important. Number two, you've got to ask, what are the goals of this plan? Because we want to be able, through the data, to hold government accountable for achieving the goals. Is the goal to improve standard of living, and if so, from whom? Is the goal to redistribute money? If so, is the goal to make businesses more effective? Is the goal to borrow from our future? In my own case, I'm partisan on a couple of issues. Number one, I do believe in balancing the budget. Will we achieve that, or will we not? Will jobs grow or not to support that? Open question that'll need to be assessed over time. And I care a lot about opportunities for kids that are born in tough situations. And I got to say, I wish there was a little more in the plan from a tax perspective to support those low-income kids.
Let's talk about Microsoft. You're one of Microsoft's largest shareholders. I mean, would you like to see a provision, for example, whereby companies, when they repatriate cash, they have to invest in jobs, they have to hire more people in the United States, or let's say invest 10% in R&D?
Well, I think that simplifying the tax code on companies with foreign earnings is important. I think letting U.S. companies be competitive internationally, now I'm speaking as a former CEO as opposed to head of USA Fact, I think those things are important. Society does have to decide whether those things are going to accrue to the benefit of people who own shares, or whether somehow people who own shares are going to wind up redistributing some of that tax gain to other people in society, either through the kinds of requirements that you talked about for reinvestment in R&D and new jobs, or simply by, in other forms, increasing the taxes on shareholders as opposed to the taxes on corporations to be revenue and income neutral so that shareholders don't necessarily see a windfall.
Microsoft has a huge operation in Puerto Rico. The House bill would put a 20% tax on offshore affiliates, including Puerto Rico, even though it's part of the United States. This would significantly change Microsoft's tax bill. It wouldn't be good for Apple either. How concerned are you about this?
Well, I'm not concerned about it at all. I think in the long run, this notion of becoming more competitive and more consistent with global tax standards will be a very good thing. Companies like Microsoft and Apple do owe it to their shareholders to do the best job that they can to optimize taxes in the context of the tax code. These companies, including my former company, Microsoft, have done that. I think just my quick read is there's not likely to be much difference in terms of profits that are available for the shareholders of these big companies.